Door-to-door sales, one of the most important skills you will ever need, is being able to knock on a door, smile real big, and say, "Hi, are you Miss Betty?" That's all you have to do. Sounds really stupid. I'm going to go over some really, really big things that will make billions of dollars. Door knocking is a big thing. Follow my man Sam Taggart. He has D2D University. I don't get paid any money to say that. I just know Sam and the guy crushes it. Follow along. I'm going to give you some tips that have worked for me. If you have any extra tips, comment them below. I've been really wanting to get some more engagement with my YouTube. It helps the algorithm. Please subscribe. I want to reach more people so I can help more people and I can show them the way to be financially free. So, door knocking 101. Number 1, look the part. Wear a polo with a name on it, have a name tag or an ID card. I normally wear a pair of polo shorts with pockets. It's Florida, it's where I live, it's hot as hell. My hair is normally combed over. Even if it's long like this, I comb it over. My facial hair, doesn't matter, just look presentable. Walk up to the door and I knock hard, like boom, 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 boom. I try to get 4 knocks, 1, 2, 3, 4. From there, I step back. When I step back about 5 to 10 feet, depending on the doorway and how it's laid out. You don't want somebody to open their door halfway and see you and try to close it again. Wow, he's really close. They need to open the door the whole way so they can see you. The reason you want them to open the door the whole way is because it makes it easier to do the pitch. Think about it. It's easier to walk through a door that's more open. Try it sometimes. Park too close to something and open your car door like a sliver and try to get out. It's a pain in the ass. You can't get in either. Same thing with their front door. Most people are going to try to block you. No. Once you get past the no, then they're like, come on in, you're a guest. So you got to get past the initial. Next thing, always know their name. How do you do that? Well, there's apps for it. There's like Sales Monkey or Rabbit or Snap Rabbit or something. There's a bunch of them. Route Checker. There's a million door-to-door apps that you can use that will have people's address and names. If you don't have that, not to worry. Knock on the door of the neighbor and say, hey, I'm supposed to see your neighbor over here. I don't know if they're home and I don't have their name. Do you know who they are? Because I'm supposed to drop off a package for them. It's a surprise. I don't know what to do. And they'll normally, 90% of people, their neighbors will be like, oh, it's Dave and Betty. Okay, great. What was your name? Oh, okay, great. Perfect. Now that you have their name, and if it doesn't work, go to the next door. Literally do it for every house until you ask them the neighbors. You'll be amazed how many people will be like, oh my God, my neighbor, XYZ. Find that information. So when you have that neighbor's name, you can walk up and say, hey, are you Patty? Well, Dave and Jedediah, 2 houses down, they said that, you really could use some, to talk to me about something. Doesn't matter what the product is, for example, pest control solar. They're doing solar and they said that something you might be interested in because you got a pretty high power bill, just like they have, and your roof's from the same time. And we're just going around giving out this information for free. If you got a second, it might be a really great thing for you to know. And it don't cost you anything. Boom, you're in the door, you're making the sale. And in solar, that could be $1,000 to $10,000 commission. Excuse me, throat's getting a little dry. Next, anytime you knock on the door, always gauge the person's interest by the way they look at you and they address you. Some people answer the door like, hey, we don't want any. And I'll be like, that's wild because I don't want any either. I just want to let you know that we're working with the neighbors, Bill and Mary, and we just did an awesome job for them. We're redoing their roof, and since the crew is going to be here, we wanted to go over some information with you. Or like for me, with life insurance, I literally would say, hey, that's awesome. I just want to let you know that, there's a program for the state issue and regulated life insurance programs. You might be entitled to some extra benefits with the Extra Help LIS, yada, yada, yada. Do you got 5 minutes? The information's free and it might save you a lot of money and really help you. Perfect. Some people will say, yeah, okay, we got a minute. And because you literally go in, help them with the LIS and sell them life insurance. Like, hey, state regulated life insurance. A lot of people don't even know they can get life insurance when they're, older. Very simple. They don't even know that. They don't even know. So I've literally knocked on a door and been like, hey, I can do a $5,000 policy. You're 58. I can do it for like 20 some bucks. And they're just like, well, shit, we'll do that. It's that easy. The biggest thing you're looking for is you're trying to hit the numbers. So you want to have a schedule. So those are some tips at the door. This is tips pre-door, and I should have did this a different order, but I think that we had to get some good meat and potatoes that you could actually employ. Another thing you can do, and I'm going to sell these on my site, they're little tiny cards that say failure to deliver. And then you literally write on there, your phone number or the company's phone number, failure to deliver. I normally write name. If you know their name, that's why it's so important, either on those apps or the neighbors. I would like, Bill and Mary. Don't have to put their last name, put the date, failed to deliver, and then call a number ASAP, stick it to their door. They will then call you and ask, what's this about? And say, hey, it's no worries. We'll drop off this information that, we're giving all the neighbors. It's really important. Will you be home tomorrow? Or you literally can just ask them, will you be home tomorrow? We can deliver it then. It's a no cost to you. We deliver to some of your neighbors. It's a package. Perfect. And then go do your pitch. They'll be home. That's all that matters. They'll be home. Can't sell something if they're not home. I'd rather them tell me no and I can go on to the next than they're not home, because then it's a maybe. It's a what if. Also, keep good records. A lot of the apps, I don't know, something lightning struck. A lot of good apps out there to help keep records and remember where you've been. Very important. And then finally, what I was going to say before the door, you want to have a strategy of what you're trying to sell and what your sale, your primary product is. So what I always like to do, because I sell life insurance, and one of my products is a guaranteed issue. If they're under 80 and they don't have like terminal cancer right now, like literally in a hospital bed, or like HIV, they will get approved. And it's not bad, it's good pricing. Just there's a few other caveats, but it's a great product, easy thing to sell. As soon as I know their age, I can say, look, I'm gonna hook you up. I got a really good idea. I think this is gonna work best. I do this all the time. There's a million options, but this one's gonna cost you this much. It's graded, you're young, you're in good health, it pays out all 3 years, and in the third year, it pays full. This is awesome. It's a simple, fast app. It's always approved. You're in and out in a few minutes. And I love that product for that reason. It's a fast e-app. It's super, super easy. If you want to know more about it, DM me, join the team, comment below. But that's my go-to. And it is a graded product, which is not my favorite. I like to go with like a level life insurance product, but depends on their health, and it depends on how much they want to spend. Because I'd rather have them with some kind of policy so they have some coverage than no coverage. Because instant level policy normally is going to be a little more expensive than a graded policy, depending on the situation. But every situation is different. So always have your product or your sale or your go-to ready. So like if you sold solar, you have a certain type of panel that you like, or a certain power wall, or whatever brand you prefer, have that one ready to go, fast as application as you can. Next, final thing when you're on the doors. Once you've sold something to someone door to door, the most important thing you can do, is the post-close finish. Meaning the post-close finish. You want to pull them out of the ether, you made the sale, bring them to reality, and then I would say, hey, who else in your life is just like you? Because who else can you think of one person that would absolutely love this and want to know this information? Oh man, I can't think of anybody. Okay, great. That's okay. When you do think of that person, I want you to give them my card, or I want you to give me their phone number so I can give them a call and give them this information for free and see if it's something they would be interested in. And then, like the genius samurai, you are going to say, oh, and by the way, can you think of one person in your immediate family or someone you talk to all the time, or a neighbor, or someone maybe even in the house that's going to absolutely hate this? And they're going to be like, what? I'm like, yeah, someone who just hate this. Someone that when you say, hey, I bought a life insurance policy, they're going to be like, no, why? You're going to train this person to shut that person down, because that person's going to bombard them with negative bullshit and try to get them to cancel the policy. So what you need to do is train them to rebuttal. You're training them to sell the policy to the hater. Very simple and genius. It works with every sale, solar, pest control, alarms, same concept with everything. You're trying to prevent a cancellation. And the reason that this is so important is that what you want to do is you want to ask them, what do you think they'd hate about it? Oh, they don't believe in life insurance. Oh, that's awesome. Are they just made of money? Like, if they die, someone could drop $10,000, $20,000 on their funeral like that? Or would you have to pay that? Do you have a bunch of money? Because if not, we can write you a bigger policy. Oh, they just think that insurance is a scam. Oh, really? Why? Why would you think that? Oh, because it's never going to pay out. I said, well, yeah, most term policies don't pay out. Whole life policies will always pay out. As long as you pay the premium, it's good till you're 100. Always defeat the questions, because that's normally, number one, some of the rebuttal questions that they might have in their mind, or some objections that they didn't even throw at you. It's good practice. And number two, closes the doors on this shitty friend. Protect your sales. Join the team. Subscribe, comment below.